That's a real problem that needs to be dealt with today. And it needs to be part of a default solution because the attackers, we think we're more sophisticated because in the startup industry, in the private sector, we're doing all the kinds of innovation. The threat actors they have their own startup ecosystem. They really do. And it's funded by nation states. So we have VCs, they have nation states that fund that whole ecosystem. And it's changing and growing quickly. And the attacks are getting more and more sophisticated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Stuxnet was only the beginning of what we're seeing. I mean, you look at the pager attack that Israel pulled off against Iran. That is one of the most impressive compromises that we've ever seen, right? That we'll know about in the public eye. And even just, with the recent bombings in Iran, right? I'm sure that we'll, hear more details about it in like 15 years, right? When some people, that were tied to it probably like pass away or whatnot. But just thinking about the logistics that go into it, I had on someone a few weeks ago from the CIA that specialized in the UMDs and, monitoring them and tracking them throughout the world and whatnot. And he was talking about the precision that these pilots had to have with dropping those bombs. And if you look at the satellite images, there's one hole, right? That means that those pilots literally dropped multiple bombs into the same exact hole to make sure, because they knew that those bombs are only going to go down so far, right? So they hit that target. Well, maybe the facility is below that. Well, they just kept on dropping them, and that alone, to know where to drop it, to know, the infrastructure inside and everything like that, the logistics behind it is so impressive. It's not like anything that we've seen before or even dreamt of, decades prior.
No, and I think with that high tech stuff, I think zero trust architecture and solutions that kind of incorporate that in for the enterprises by default are going to be really, really successful. It's just, again, the level of sophistication. As we get more sophisticated, the attackers get sophisticated. And me personally, on all my journey through cybersecurity, coming from product and engineering, I've always wanted, the first thing I do is I look at the architecture and how can I design problems out? Because I know we're going into, we have one of our marketing people that coined the MFA apocalypse. But as we get ready for this AI onslaught, it's batten down the hatches, look at your legacy ecosystem and the gaps. There are solutions out there that can close those gaps and move it from detection to prevention, because you do not want to be in a position where you can't focus your resources away from the legacy stuff. Just button that up, get a solution that works, that's secure by design, is privacy by design, compliant by design. I mean, just out of the box, secure defaults, and focus on the new threats. I mean, the last thing you want to do is be looking over your shoulder saying, hey, did I really close the back door? Because there's